I mean, what I want is Tinsley back. But, you know, I mean, I don't even know if I'm coming back for season 14.
Was there more pressure to deliver on a season when there wasn't much to tape during COVID?
There was not pressure. There was more like, this is difficult. Like, this is hard. Like, I'm not really in a great mood right now. Like, my grandmother just died. We're talking about subjects that are like stressful to talk about on a public platform. It was just a different vibe.
This was sort of filmed at the height of the racial tensions in the last 2 years. There's been a lot of feedback on whether or not this season dealt too heavily with race or social justice. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that people should be censored. Like, I don't want Ramona censoring me when I talk about sex. So I don't think that like people have a right to censor what Ebony wants to talk about. Has it landed well with people? I mean, obviously, I think we can all see that people do want to watch the show to escape. But sometimes it doesn't matter what people want. That doesn't, you know, like, people want to talk about what they want to talk about. And also, I'm not really sure how we would have a show that's in New York City during this time and not have it be brought up. Is this the best platform? It's the right place if it helped make a difference in someone's brain or life.
I get my help wrong.
She says she get her help wrong.
I think your point to it's hard to avoid what's happening in real life when this is supposed to be reality TV is one to be considered.
I think we did something that hadn't really been talked about on Real Housewives of New York because there hadn't been a Black housewife before. I understand politics has permeated every kind of aspect of our life at this point. It does get exhausting. So maybe people felt like this is their last thing that politics has not touched. So people are reeling and people are frustrated, and you know, we're dealing with a country that's very divided, and obviously people are going to be divided about the show if we're talking about this stuff. I think people having such a visceral reaction, if you want to look at it in a positive way, it just means they love the show a lot.
I'm not putting on the colonizer's uniform. I cannot do it.
You read in the news about this show every week. There's almost like daily reports of something different happening in the cast. Is there anything that you can share about what's happening behind the scenes that you're experiencing?
With the reports of different things, I really don't know. I don't know what's true and what's not true. I have no idea. The only thing I can say is that us as a cast, we end on a really wonderful note together, and we're not in that place anymore.
Despite what's true and not true, if we don't know that, what do you want to see personally addressed at the reunion?
Basically, the reunion needs to address not what happened during the season when we were filming. We need to address everything that's happened since then. Doing this show is very complicated and it's complex, and there's so many nuances to it. There's what happens, there's what airs, there's how you spin it, there's this, there's that. There's also like how you like react to everything publicly when the show is airing. I handled it much differently this season than I did last season. Last season, before one of the episodes, I like did this whole Instagram post and like dragged Ramona, and like I would never do that now. I feel like I've kind of just been like a bit quiet in terms of the press and show and like what I've been saying on social media and stuff. And for me, I like that approach better. And I think that it works better for all of us when we do that. But like, you know, everyone's got to do what they got to do.
Is there ever a point with sort of like spillover drama off the screen where you decide like, you know what, I'm good with reality TV?
Yeah, I probably think that, you know, once a week or more, maybe once a day. It's a double-edged sword like most things, but the good definitely outweighs the bad for sure. Once it starts to not, then it's time to move on.
Bullshit, Ramona. Honestly. You're full of bullshit.
No, I'm not.
If you were to stay on the show and, you know, there's a shakeup and they want to bring back some OGs, who do you think you'd really jive with?
I would love Bethany. I've never met Bethany, so that would be amazing. Carol, probably not, because she blocked me on Instagram and I have no idea why.
Would you like to see Dorinda come back?
Yeah, I love Dorinda. She was always like in my corner and always right there to stick it to Ramona with me. So it was like a big loss not having her around anymore.